And solicitor Tim Lawson-Cruttenden helped to draw up the anti-stalking legislation and has written books on the subject. They're both here in the studio. Tim Lawson-Cruttenden, is the anti-stalking law being used in the way that you thought it would be when you first drew up the legislation?
Well, this is controversial, but can I first of all say we don't have an anti-stalking law, and it's a great misconception. What we have is a Harassment Act with what Parliament discussed and debated, a low threshold offence. So what we have, in fact, is an act that creates a low offence, and 2 incidents of harassment are sufficient to invoke the Act, and that is a difficulty.
But it was meant to deal with stalking cases, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was. I mean, I can tell you that the stalking bill, which I helped to co-draft, was actually turned down by Parliament in the summer of 1996, and the Harassment Act came on the statute books in May of 1997. Now, I think it's very disappointing that we don't have a stalking act in this country. Every other country has one: New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and every state in America. And they've actually specifically prescribed 7 or 8 categories of behaviour which they consider as stalking. For example, following, loitering, telephoning, interfering with property, leaving noxious or offensive material at someone's house. That is defined as stalking, and we don't have that in this country. I think we need a stalking act.
So do you think then that the Protection from Harassment Act is strong enough to deal with those stalking cases, but is it also being used as a catch-all for lesser cases that perhaps it shouldn't be used for?
Well, I think yes, it is strong enough to deal with extreme and difficult cases. And I think it's a shame that we don't have a definition of harassment in it, and we don't have a definition of stalking. I mean, the only legal definition of stalking is stalking deer, not stalking people.
Detective Inspector Hamish Brown, you have written this booklet on stalking itself, but it's also other forms of harassment. Do you think that the law is being used in the right way?
Well, I think first of all it's got to be